When I say the word cheerleader, the first thoughts that probably come to mind are pretty, skinny, and iconic. If there's one thing America loves more than anything, it's football. And when there's football, there are always cheerleaders. And hands down, one of the most popular cheerleading group in the US are the one and only Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. The DCC are known for their prestigious dance routines, blue and white uniforms, and being the most beautiful women in America. But unfortunately, over the decades, we've discovered the NFL cheerleading industry is anything but preppy and glamorous. This industry, hands down, is among one of the most disturbing and probably what comes to mind when I think of sexual exploitation. We know them as America's sweethearts, but I know them as a symbol of how women and girls are treated in this nation, which of course is beyond revolting and plain scary. Let's get into it. I think almost every girl at this point has once in their life dreamed about being a cheerleader or has thought about being a cheerleader, because being a cheerleader in America is seen as this glamorous, really cute thing that the media is obsessed with making seem perfect and prestige, and the cheerleaders are seen as these gorgeous women, and who doesn't want to be pretty? And as the years have gone by, the NFL cheerleaders have turned into this revolutionized debacle that everyone just cannot get enough of. And probably the most popular NFL cheer team is the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. They have TV shows, calendars, websites, even Barbie dolls of these women, because this is the dream role. And you would think it would be an incredible experience to be a part of the DCC and be a role that you will never forget. But the sad reality is, for many women on this team, it's the exact opposite. As we know, in America, the beauty standard in the US and many different parts of the world is to look like this. Having this body is something that almost every girl wants. A slim and petite figure, yet has the iconic hourglass body. And since this is a beauty standard, a lot of girls will do whatever it takes to get that body. And this is why it's estimated that around 30 million people in the US have had an eating disorder some point in their lives. And that's exactly what happened to Victoria. Victoria was a DCC cheerleader, and she, just like everyone else on the team, was forced to keep an ultra small weight if she wanted to continue cheering. And a couple years ago, when Victoria tried out one of the first times for the team, she was called out for being too big, and she looked like this.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
You are?
Fourth time being called in. Y'all just can't get enough of me.
I guess not.
Have not seen progress in the fitness since we last talked. Our kind of collective concern is, are you utilizing the resources that we've gone out of our way to provide you?
Yes, ma'am.
So why are you not responding to Janelle's texts?
I know that she sent me a doctor's request. I just know you've never really had a weight issue, so I'm kind of leading towards the women who have.
It's totally 100% fair to say that, but at the same time, I just wanted to help you. And if you didn't want to take it, you should have let me know.
I don't like the situation I'm in right now, so I was just kind of sensitive to it.
I'm sorry, but am I missing something here? That girl was literally so tiny. Her body is absolutely perfect, but it wasn't enough to make the team. And Victoria's story is actually really very sad, because you could just tell from watching her that she was such a bright light, and she's one of those girls that you can just call on her to bring your spirits up. But you could tell that she really wanted validation from not only her coaches, but from her team as well, and she never really got it. And so when she came back and did the Netflix documentary, her light was just gone. She was really just stripped away of everything that she had. And she opened up about how she struggled with an eating disorder. And I was looking at her Instagram from a couple of years ago, and I could not believe what I was seeing. This is too fat. She looks like nothing. She literally looks so tiny. This is heartbreaking, and that still wasn't small enough. And Victoria is among one of the many millions of girls that feel they have to change their body in order to be good enough for anything. I've just seen so many clips of these coaches getting onto these young ladies about how big they are, or just about their weight in general, and it's really sad. As a DCC, or even as a woman in general, you have to be so careful with every single move and decision that you make, because your life could change change in the snap of a finger. I don't think men realize how dangerous it is to live as a woman. Dozens of NFL cheerleaders have complained over a toxic work environment, and dozens of cheerleaders have been abused. There was one isolated incident on the DCC Netflix documentary where, like, during the game, one of the cameramen inappropriately touched one of the cheerleaders, and of course the cheerleader reported the guy and felt bad doing so, which is insane. And the man that touched her got away with it because there wasn't like enough evidence to prove him being guilty. When you're in DCC, a lot of people, especially men, are just obsessed, and people can get really scary and do just creepy things. There was one cheerleader, Kelsey, that found some sort of like tracking device on her car, and she didn't realize it until she got home.
There was an air tag put on my car, and I didn't know until I got home, so whoever it was could see where I lived. I started to see this car following me. I had to call the police and file a police report, but there's never anything that they can do until somebody hurts me. So it really took away my sanity, to be completely honest. I was so scared. I mean, I was turning my back at every corner. I was watching every car that I saw multiple times and writing down license plates, and it just like, it makes you crazy. I couldn't live that anxious all the time. I couldn't like not sleep, not eat, because I was so scared of like what could happen.
Like, just imagine a stranger like that you never even met before, like knows where you live and like is watching you. I just don't feel like being a cheerleader is like worth it, because at that point I don't think I could even like operate under those conditions. There's also a huge problem with double standards. So as a DCC, like, you're not allowed to talk to any of the football players like whatsoever, in person, on social media. If one of their cheerleaders are caught doing so, they're done. Now, this is the crazy part. The football players can literally like blow up the cheerleaders' DMs, talk to them in person, do whatever they want. The sky's the limit. So I mean, that's like as misogynistic and as double standards as it gets. I think I remember one clip where one of the coaches found out that this girl was like, I think, talking to one of the football players on the team, and they first of all like got mad at that girl's friend because she didn't tattletale on her friend and told them like that she was talking to a football player, for one, which is insane. And then I think the actual like cheerleader that was talking to the guy like got terminated. While on the other side, the football players can like do what they want and just talk to the girls however much they want, and no one says anything. Let's talk about the pay. And I think you can take a pretty much good educated guess that it's not that great. I believe I read an article that stated that one of the DCC members claimed that she only made about like $22,000 a year on the team. And then also in the documentary, one of the girls said that she gets paid the same amount of like a Chick-fil-A employee.
I would say I'm making like a substitute teacher of, I would say I'm making like a Chick-fil-A worker that works full-time.
Which is like essentially impossible to live off of. And the craziest part is that like the Dallas Cowboys are valued at $9 billion. So like all the football players are millionaires, while on the other side, there are DCC girls having to get 2 jobs just to afford rent. And you also can't forget about the upkeep, which they have to pay for it themselves. So like getting your nails done, your hair done, like getting a spray tan, like because like you're required to keep up a certain image as a cheerleader, and you have to pay for all that. Just another video on the brutality we as women face on the daily. Insane. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Leave your comments, opinions down below, and of course I upload every week, so I'll be back next week for my next video. Bye guys.